Hiphoptictacticians of the world.
And we're back at it again, man. I'm excited.
Again.
How doing?
We're back at it.
Mm-hmm.
We have Stay Kool Productions in the house this evening.
What's going on, guys?
How you doing?
In their house.
Yeah, this is Stay Kool house.
Zach's in his house and Nat's in her house.
I'm also here, yep.
So we had you on the show recently when we had Light Skin LaVey as Nico.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes.
And we touched a little bit on your production style and how you work with artists. This week, we're going to dive a bit deeper into the full Stay Kool story.
Yeah, I figured it was going to get deep into the Stay Kool story. Yeah.
Had to.
Yeah, of course. It's been a long time coming trying to get together and doing an interview
done.
like this. So.
Sure.
So I want to know, how did you two meet?
Yeah.
That's funny.
We're
we
just
were just talking about that before.
You knew that was going to be a question, didn't you?
100%. Yeah, we met in high school. A friend of mine was like, "Oh, you got to see this guy. He looks like Ice Cube." I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, we've been at the school for like 2 months now. I haven't seen anybody that looks like Ice Cube." He's like, "Yeah, this white guy." I'm like, "Nah, you're kidding me. I gotta go see him." So I go meet him, and I'm like, "I don't see what y'all talking about," and just kind of biffed and kind of dismissed it. And then a couple months later, it was during the summer, another friend of mine introduced me to him and our other friend James, and since then we've been rocking.
Yeah, and that was. I find it funny too. I don't think I look like the white Ice Cube.
You have a very well beard.
Yeah, I guess
Ice Cube does.
You know,
you have that in common. You have a bald top, kind of like Ice Cube sometimes, so you have that in common. Other than that, I don't really see it.
No, right? But anyways, I guess when I was, 16, 17 years old, I was a bit chubbier. I don't know.
Who knows, man?
But yeah, we had mutual friends back in high school, and that's where it started. And then our good boy Brandon introduced us to his good buddy Jamie.
Yeah.
We call him A1.
A1 the beat maker.
Yeah, beat maker, no mistaker. So he's like to call himself. But he's the guy that taught us. Like he introduced us. He was the computer guy.
Oh.
Right. Like everybody in their clique probably has a computer guy that knows how to run the computers and can teach you how to use the software, or you piggybacked off somebody who knows how to run the software. And he was the one that learned it first, and then taught me and Dwayne how to run the programs. And that program was FL Studio. It was Fruity Loops at the time.
Yeah.
It's what I use too. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's right. I love that program.
Best off.
And so
that's a whole nother discussion.
But that was like learning that stuff, kind of getting in the room, and it was just, like a townhouse on, I think it was like 600 Roslyn.
Yeah.
Right by the Roslyn Square. And that was our stomping grounds back in the day. But it was just a little room in a little townhouse, 600 Roslyn, that he had a little setup with a little M box, like the old blue M box. I can't remember I can't remember the make of it, but
Digidesign.
Yeah, the Digidesign M box. I think it was the M box 2.
I'm the computer guy in my clique, if you didn't know.
Yes.
So and we would just all kind of chill there, smoke weed, drink, smoke cigarettes, do all the bad shit that you do as a teenager, and just make beats.
Or try to.
We had a lot of inspiration back then from listening to rap music and hanging out with the homies and doing all that, right?
Yeah. Oh, and rapping. We were rapping. We were a 4-man crew. So we were going to parties and freestyling and battling other crews. And then...
Was it Stay Kool then, too?
We were Shadow Click.
Shadow Click, okay.
Yeah, Shadow Click with a K. Okay. So we were like... Once that, like...
It was still SK.
It was still SK.
It
was still SK. And that's what that was the intention behind Stay Kool. It was we were finding something.
To keep the same drops.
The SK Productions.
Yeah. But we wanted some like over the years, like, okay, well, Shadow Click, we can't. It's kind of corny. We didn't like it. We wanted to change it, and we sat for a while, and like, you know what, we kind of came to an agreement on a life motto. Basically, it's like we always, in every situation, we try to stay cool. And I liked how it was like, yeah, stay cool Productions. You come by, we stay cool, we chill, we make music, right? So it's like, all right, well, let's do stay cool, but we spell cool with a K, and kind of kept it the same, right? Like, okay, we spelled click with a K, now let's spell cool with a K, right? And kind of live by that life motto, stay cool all the time. Try to, at least.
That's it.
And you guys have been at it for a while. I remember when I first met you, it was more than 10, but less than 15 years ago. So let's split it different, say 12, 13.
Yeah, something like that.
You were DJing
on
a party in Little Britain.
That's right. That's right. I think it was my sister and John's Jack.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And you gave me a mixtape.
Yeah, I did. What mixtape did I give you? Hold on.
He's going to the archives.
We just had it. We had it down on the wall downstairs, but we just redecorated it down there. So
it's right here.
Now we just got stacked.
This right here.
Wow.
I don't know if you can take a pause on that.
Yeah, but I can't see well enough to see.
It's a little blurry, but anyways, this is the stack.
Yeah.
Before everything went digital, this is everything that we put out.
Wow.
And like, yeah, you were, back in the here's my mixtape days.
You remember this? Yeah. You remember this motherfucker? It might be backwards for you guys. I don't know.
No, it looks good. Yeah. That wasn't the one though.
Okay. I know which one you're talking about.
I was trying to find it earlier, but I've moved a couple times since then, and these aren't what they used to be. That was it.
Stay Cool mixtape.
That was it. Yeah.
Nice.
What was the year that this came out?
Yeah, what year was that?
2014. 2014.
So 10 years.
Okay, yeah. Yep. More than 10. Less than
that's great. That's great. Actually, think about it.
I remembered by what speakers I owned at the time.
What, in the studio?
You did the Jack and Jill, and I did the wedding.
That's right. Yeah, because I didn't want to. Oh, well, obviously I was in the wedding, so I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't eat. But yeah, that's kind of crazy how our worlds kind of collided like that. Was through mutual friends, through my sister.
And yeah, I used to be upstairs at the previous Stay Cool house.
Yeah.
Watching the Leafs games, and I would hear you guys downstairs, and I'd be like, "Oh,
that's
man.
right." Yeah.
My ex now, my wife at the time. No, we're here to see these guys. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
We could have collaborated so long ago. Yeah. That's crazy. You're right upstairs.
This guy's sitting upstairs. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck's going on down there, bro?
Wow, man.
You just came down and be like, yo, what's up? What are you guys doing?
I went down once. I remember you set up. You had one Newmark turntable. Yep. And I looked more at the DJ setup than the recording setup, but I remember the one Newmark, and you had some kind of controller at the time, because we also ran into each other a few times in Oshawa, where like artists that I worked with and artists that you worked with would be on the same shows, and we'd use each other's gear and shit to DJ for our own people. And I love that when it's like, yeah, go ahead, like it's your guy, you know the song better than I do. Like, you're gonna sing along better than I will. And sure. That's a good thing between DJs that doesn't always happen.
That's true.
So I appreciated you guys right off the very beginning for being that way. So
yeah, respect, man.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Because definitely not everybody's like that.
No.
I DJ between 25 to 100 shows a year, depending on the year, and it's not always like that.
But hey, man, as long as you're having fun, it don't matter.
Yeah, it's not always like that.
But yeah, that was the room though, like in Ormond Drive. That was the room where a lot of the stuff got started.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the relationships that we started that we have now were because we had that open space in that basement that we always had an open door to It's like when whoever wanted to come by, and like that was like after, you know, the whole H Block thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because H Block was like it's almost like it goes by decades or.
Okay, so H Block is also Eddie Jones' former
Yeah.
as well, right? Okay, so tell us
Yes.
for people who haven't heard the Eddie Jones episodes, tell us about H Block.
So you can probably tell the better story about H Block because
so-
he lived there.
Yeah, we lived in this place downtown Oshawa called Harper Block, and we just started calling it H Block. And at one point, all of our music was coming out of there. So we were working with Eddie Jones before he was Eddie Jones. He was getting all these people together.
Yeah.
So we had him, we had Empty Clips, a couple alternative rock artists that were just like coming in and vibing out with us all the time.
Yeah.
And then we were right downtown, so any show we were doing, it was what was it called? Big Sexy at the time.
Yeah,
we were doing Big Sexy and
Big Sexy.
The Biltmore now, right?
And
the dungeon. Catch 22, the dungeon.
We're like I could spit on the dungeon from our place. It was that close. So yeah, it all started there. Once we all moved out of there, kind of just started like doing our own thing because we weren't getting together as much anymore, right? You know, people growing up, having kids, all that, and so we started focusing on our Stay Kool. We changed the name around that time, and just started pushing forward.
Yeah, because at that point in time, like Damien was doing most of the recording, and like we were just making beats, and you know, like
Damien's Eddie Jones for
Eddie Jones.
Eddie
Jones. If you don't know him like that, his name's Eddie. His real name's Damien, but we know him as Eddie Jones. But yeah. So at that point, it was like, you know, we were all still doing our thing, but we had the studio too, and then we kind of connected with, you know, the guys that we're working with through H Block, which was like, you know, Empty Clips, Mickey Red Eyes, Bob
Trey.
Swagger, aka Trey, the Uneven Odds. They were like a kind of like a ska, like alternative band.
Yeah.
They were coming to us just to do like acoustic stuff and do some hooks for us and all that. And then it kind of transitioned over to the Stay Kool side of it, and that's when we started creating the H Block mixtapes.
Yeah.
It's like we had all this music from H Block, but Damien was temporarily shut down, so he you know, came over to our studio and started putting together the H Block mixtapes, and that's how we got connected with all of these guys. So I give it up to Eddie, man. Like he was the one that kind of was the guy that was like, yo, these guys got a studio, they're sick producers, like come on over.
Yeah.
And we had an open door for that, and we gave him an invitation to invite everybody over because we just wanted to work with everybody because we had so many beats.
Right.
We just wanted to be involved.
We were just learning at the time too, right? We were like a lot of the equipment we had was dated or just stock. Like we had stock FL Studios, no samples. We're using the worst drums you could imagine, and making what we could. And man.
You ever heard the saying, "It's a Fruity Loops beat"?
We were making Fruity Loops beats.
If
I can play you some of those,
real Fruity Loops.
oh man,
but you know what? Like back to the Fruity Loops thing that you brought up about it being the best software, most widely used at least.
Yeah.
There's almost something genius to not having any kind of security in the early versions and letting it be bootlegged by like everybody who wants to try making beats, so that you know you get
like that for years, man.
You know what I mean? Like
years.
Not everybody has Ableton because you can't do that with Ableton the same way that you could do it with FL. Yeah. And now FL is like probably the most widely used one, right?
Yeah.
That and probably Ableton.
I have all of them, and I bounce back and forth. I'm not loyal to any of them.
But like I bounce back. Like Dwayne, solely uses Fruity Loops, and like the engineer when like these guys come to record, so I flip back between Fruity Loops and Pro Tools.
Pro Tools, yeah.
I got my Pro Tools set up.
Yeah, I dug my
think
nails.
like FL Studio is probably the best for making beats, like and Ableton. Those two are the best for making beats, but there's definitely better ones for engineering.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure. But you know what? Like the last little bit, the updates that they're doing on these DAWs is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh yeah.
FL20 and above, like they really did change the landscape of it for audio recording as well.
Yeah.
That's true. And also they introduced that whole like FL Cloud thing where it's kind of like splice inside of FL Studio now.
We've been taking advantage of that too. It's really cool, man. They got some dope sounds on there.
Yes, man.
But that comes into the thing we're talking about. You can't bootleg that shit no more.
Mm-hmm. But that's why you're a genius to let it go for so many years, because there's guys like you that are relying on it now.
That's right.
That
it's worth it.
You know what? Like, to be honest, it's not that expensive because I've never used it. I own it. I've never used it.
Yeah, it's a lifetime subscription.
Yeah, it's not that bad. So like
that, so that's not bad.
I had a co-op student who was bitching about using Logic and Pro Tools, which I owned at the time.
Yeah,
and he said I could do this faster in FL, and I'm like, you know what? Put your money where your mouth is, bud. And he went for a break and came back, and I had it up on the screen. I'm like, get to work.
Dude, challenge.
You had a sense.
So yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, $130 to own it forever. What? It was like 10 years ago or something like that.
Right.
I was like, yeah, okay, why not? And yeah, I mean, I didn't want to have a hacked version crash when I had a client there or something, right? So worth it.
Yeah,
for sure, man.
So now to your workflow. We've heard your beats a lot on this show over the last few years.
Yep.
We know the kind of beats that you make. I'm Tired by Daxflow, Somehow 420 Click, a lot of the Rooks McCoy, also known as Sonny Hendrix stuff. Empty Clips, the Nico stuff.
The Nico stuff.
A lot of Nico stuff, yeah.
A lot of 4 pound stuff too.
Pound banging, yeah. So what I want to know what the process to making the beats are. What do you start with, and how do you work through that?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Now it really depends. Like I was saying earlier though, back in the day we were very limited. So whatever stock sounds we had, we were just making whatever melodies we could and putting together drums, and that led us to trying to sample and figuring out ways we can get a good like gritty sound through FL Studio.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what you're saying. When you came over, we had the one turntable. That was our genius idea.
Yeah.
We'll run the turntable right through it and blah blah blah.
Your dad's got a stack of records.
We'll just go through them and find what we can find and do what we can do.
It was all about sampling for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time.
Like that's like why you hear I'm Tired and like things like that, because we sampled like Charles Bradley. Yeah, we sampled Charles Bradley.
That's
the
one.
That's crazy, man.
Yes, sir.
No way. That's awesome.
And we made that beat.
Yeah, in record time.
6 years before Dax even used it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was sitting for a while.
Same with that
Somehow beat.
The Somehow beat. That was sitting for a long time before Pound played it for 420 click and they vibed on it.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one to perform live.
Oh, I know.
That's so
ever.
Good.
And I've never seen them perform it live, to be honest.
What?
Only seen videos.
No.
I haven't been out.
You've never been to a 420 click show?
No.
Not since that song.
Not since
that video. I wasn't even in the video for it.
No, you haven't been.
Oh, you got to come out.
No, we've had like obviously we have
to see what you've done out in the world.
I've only seen the videos of them.
Freaking incredible, man.
Like, because when they did
I
it
get
for
chills talking about it just now.
Right.
There is something real special about that beat and song. I really like that song a lot.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro. But yeah, man, like we
I've
never seen it
claimed
live.
lines from that song as my own. Like, get the fuck out of here is my line. I say that. I shout that. We were at the Bond Street Event Center in the big room for Harley Gwynden's first show,
Yeah. I seen the
and
footage of that.
they're doing that song. And Bandit comes over to me and he's trying to like change his set order or something. And I like shushed him like, shh, I have a line.
Get the fuck out! I know what you said.
Yo, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, man. But like, as for like the workflow goes and all that, you know, a lot of the times like it's usually in between both of us. Like Dwayne does make a hell of a lot of the beats. Like I'm pretty sure we made On Tire together,
Yeah.
but he made somehow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And usually when that happens is I'll come back in on it. Like it's never usually a solo thing. It's a collaborative thing. We'll always sit together, and if he makes something, I'll go through it and mix it, make it sound nice, structure it. Do it like he'll do the fast work. He'll be like, "Yo, I put something together. It's there. I'm moving on to the next one." You know what I mean? And then I'll go back in and okay, I'll take this, take that, and structure it. And you know, he's been sending a lot of the stuff out lately because I just kind of had my head down and mixing and getting these albums ready because we have a lot of music that we're dropping this year.
Amazing.
So
yeah, it's a lot of just doing the things that we're good at.
Yeah.
So the other person doesn't have to struggle to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Makes sense.
I can sit down and throw a loop together and have something in 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he can have it sounding good in what?
About the same.
10? About
the
the
same.
So
Yeah.
it's like here it is. Fix it up, make it nice.
Or like even like he'll be making some, I'll be in the kitchen fucking doing whatever, making a coffee, shooting the shit, whatever. And then I'll just yell at him from the other room. Yo, I like that snare. Yo, that one.
That's the one right there.
Because me and this dude live in the same house.
Right.
So it makes it easy when we're creating to, you know, both be collaborative when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Making beats. And another one to your point is that I usually always start with melody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Melody is always what I start with.
Why?
Either we create one because the melody makes the beat for me.
Okay.
Melody creates the emotion. So I want to create the emotion because when I'm making a melody, I already in my head know what the drums are going to sound like.
Right.
And a lot of the times it's just going to go and it's going to have like a million sounds of different snares and different that.
Yeah.
So immediately I go to melody first.
Okay.
So it's just easier for me to build structure and build something emotionally that you can attach to emotionally right away.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't feel it in the first like 10 minutes,
10 seconds,
I'm done. Like I'll go on. Like I don't like where it's going. I'll just like literally won't even save it. I'll just delete, go to the next one. Try to find
ton of those.
So Havoc tried to do that with Shook One's part 2.
Yeah.
like
I've heard that story.
He tried to delete it and Prodigy was like, no.
I didn't know that.
I've heard that.
But like, yeah, there's probably a lot of fucking dope beats out there or in the that we made that that we'll never see the light of day because we've deleted them. We're like, nah.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Wasn't feeling it. Yeah. No, I start with the melody mostly too because I like to build that bounce from the drums, from the ground up, or find little loops and chop them up and make the bounce. And I find, like he's saying, with the emotion of the samples, especially now with these new sound packs that we're able to get, and these new plugins that are AI based that can generate loops out of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just finding things and slapping it together and making it sound cool,
Yeah.
So yeah, we just get a lot of interesting sounds and find the bounce.
Ooh, shit.
And then I've seen what happens in the next phase. So I'm fortunate enough that I've been over at your place a couple of times when there's been a few MCs there as well.
Yep.
And it's beats playing and who would sound good on this? Who would sound good on this? And guys just saying rhymes, and it's a pretty cool vibe.
Yeah.
It's a dope vibe when these guys come over, man. Because usually it's a pack full of dudes that are fucking talented as fuck that like to rap.
Nico's like, everybody rap.
Yeah, right.
You rap. You can rap. I know you can.
Like he'll start the cipher and just like and then hand it over to the next guy sitting in the room.
Yeah.
So it's a dope vibe. I've been creating with these guys, man. These guys are super talented, and it's been a lot of fun to make like a ton of albums. We've made a lot of music over the years, and it's been a blast, man. It's been so much fun.
So you said 2025. You guys have a lot coming out. You want to tell us a little bit about, or just little snippets of what you have coming?
Well, Nico was our main kind of drop to get things moving, because we've been working on his album for you said a year, but I think it was a more or less about 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been putting stuff together with Nico since like probably about 2016 or 17. So it's been a long time coming to get Nico moving into Stay Kool Productions.
Yeah.
Okay.
In this like put something out mode.
Yes. So it was like we've been kind of focusing on Nico, and then now that Nico's out and he's making his rounds, doing his thing, we got to obviously a few more things to do with Nico. But the next guy coming out is Clips, is MT Clips.
Ooh, can't wait for that.
Yeah.
We have been recording so much
music
with Mike MT,
because he is always here.
Yeah,
he's always here, either while we're making beats, after we make beats, and we'll just play a bunch of beats. So he's usually has first dibs.
Yeah, he's usually always the guy in the room. I'm surprised he ain't here yet.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't heard from him today.
Maybe he's going to line up for next week's interview.
Yeah, right?
He'd be a great interview.
Yeah,
once you get him talking,
yeah,
great interview.
Yeah. So once, so we got MT Clips, and we have about 4 albums worth with Mike.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have over 50 songs with Mike, and they're bangers, absolute bangers. So we're gonna drop it probably 10 at a time over the next probably 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
And after that, we want to start putting more beats out.
Mm-hmm.
We want to kind of more focus on getting some more of our content out as producers.
Yes.
We're gonna move towards that as well.
Yeah. So we have two joints on Eddie Jones and B1's new release coming out.
Yep.
Underground Soul 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
On that one. Yep. We just did a project last year with Philly Regs.
Yeah, Philly Regs and KP. Called 5 Bangers and a Biscuit. Y'all haven't heard that yet, go check that out.
Go check that out.
I'm working on an album with Zays at the moment. He's dropping another one as well. So he came to me a couple weeks ago wanting me to, because he's like mostly based at his house now, because he used to come over here all the time.
Yeah.
And we do all the recording over here, but the guy's got 3 kids now and he got married, and
he's like the nicest person, and then the cockiest MC, like the best of both worlds, right?
Yes.
So, like, he'll always immediately come over and say hello and good to see you, very nice, like so polite and everything. And then he'll come off the stage and I'll be like, good job, man. I'll be like, what else would I do?
That is so Zays.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
Yo, I got a question for you guys. Do you guys do any kind of do you do any beat sales online, or is everything just kind of private through people that you know right now?
So right now everything's just private through people we know.
Okay, so that's dope. I mostly ask because I'm curious. Like, I know there's a lot of underground producers that operate that way, and I think some of the best beats that I'm hearing are done by producers doing it that way. And a lot of the beats that I'm hearing online are like super oversaturated and boring.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if there's kind of like a mentality switch, and if you guys would like to give some insight onto how you see it. Do you guys think that selling beats online is a good way to do it in 2025, or do you think that just shying away from that is the better ordeal with how many people have access to that platform?
I would say I would ask what you're in it for. If you're in it to make a quick buck, absolutely go the internet route. You can pump out all those monotonous same style beats over and over again, and someone's gonna pick it up, someone's gonna rent it, or lease it or whatever, and you'll make a quick buck. But if you're trying to put actual good music together, it's not 100% necessary.
Yeah.
If you want to build connections with people, you gotta go talk to those people. You gotta connect with those people.
And I can tell you another advantage too that you guys haven't capitalized on yet, because you mentioned it earlier. If you don't do it online and you do it with people you know, and it's a good song, then you can go out in public and see 1,000 people rock out to your song.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so annoyed.
Oh, we're coming out.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, and I'm sad that I've missed those opportunities. But yeah, going back to your question, Zach. Yeah, I understand. Like I think it's I mostly agree with Dwayne. It's like, listen, if you're in it for the bucks, yeah, sure, put it up, put 150,000 things up. Hold on. Am I getting feedback, or is it just me?
Sounds like some kind of
hissing.
Somebody's hissing.
Yeah. Let me mute everybody one at a time.
Me. I just muted myself.
It's Natalie.
I love you though.
Oh, it's gone now.
There it goes.
I mostly asked that
question. We'll cut this.
I mostly asked that question just because, I know myself when I was making a lot of beats, there was something that felt weird about selling beats online, just because I know literally anyone can buy it, and I don't really have say in whether or not they buy it. You know what I mean? So,
and that's the thing for me too. It was like I was never in it for the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Never in it for the money. All I wanted to do was make music and make good music with my homies, and that's how I've rocked it. That's how me and Dwayne have rocked it since we started. It's like, it's never about the money. If money comes, cool. It's just a little bonus. Sweet, I can fucking pay my phone bill this month on music, whatever. We all still have our 9 to 5s. We all still have our jobs, and we make our monies. But music was just like a hobby, but became love. That became something we did consistently.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been quiet for a long, long time. And recently it was like, okay, we can't sit on this kind of treasure trove of songs that we have anymore. We have to fucking put it out. And Dax came by and sat us down. It's like, listen, man, you guys have too much fucking music. You have too much. Put it out. Why aren't you putting it out? It doesn't make sense to me. And he kind of sat us down and gave us the fucking gears a bit. It's like, okay, well, you're right. We've been kind of dormant. And because even we haven't done much since the Black August stuff, right?
Right.
And Black August was a big movement, and after that, it kind of it didn't work out, and everything kind of went down, and we kind of went quiet for a bit, just to kind of refocus and meet more connections and keep creating music and getting music up in our library so we can put it out. And then we come to a point where it's like, okay, we got too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got to put it out. So
and over the time we've only gotten better at our craft. So it's a lot more quality coming out now. It's a lot more quality we can promote to people or ask artists to work on. So I think it's going to be a really fun year. This year and next year are going to be really big for us. Coming out. A lot of music from us and a lot of connections to make.
Yeah, just to basically answer Zach's questions, you do whatever you fucking want to do with your music. whatever you want to do. You want to go out there and make some online bucks, make some online bucks. So, and then like that's another thing I wanted to figure out with us. It's like, okay, like, do we transition over to online sales and start doing all that stuff? It's like, okay, well, why not? You know what I mean? Like, we have a catalog of beats. Let's see. Let's just see if we can make some money off them.
Put it up. That's just passive income.
Right.
It's just there.
So like we've done what we wanted to do. So let's move it to the next level now.
Mm-hmm.
So and now that we kind of have, you know, you guys playing our shit, which is an awesome.
Yes, praise to you. Thank you so much,
guys.
Thank you
for keeping this shit alive and keeping local music alive, even in the area. Even if it's fucking small, if it's large, it doesn't fucking matter. Thank you for putting it out there on the airwaves, for letting people hear it.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a lot of avenues anymore for that type of radio play and that type of like we used to.
Mm-hmm.
But where did it all go?
Well, yeah, the lowered cost of home recording and a zillion releases every single week and people making their own tailored playlist instead of what the radio tells them to listen to.
Yeah.
You know, there's always the debate about like whether it's good to have an open market like it is now or have gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would argue that maybe gatekeepers aren't necessary, but tastemakers could be.
Tastemakers, for sure.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So
can you elaborate on that a little bit? Like,
okay, so
what do you mean by tastemakers?
So if you go out, let's say 5 times a month, and 2 of those times I'm the DJ.
Okay.
And you hear I'm tired and somehow and just chilling, like all my favorites, right?
Yeah.
And you hear that twice a month. And then you hear it twice the next month and twice the next month. It might not be popping up on your algorithm, but it's happening the way that it used to.
Right.
That you go out and you'd hear a DJ play a song and you'd say, what is that?
What is that?
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll be honest, probably most of the shit that I play and people say, what is that? Isn't on Shazam. They're not going to find it that way either.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't think
so
that
that's not wide
by not playing music that I don't like, but I think by playing music that I do like, it shows the cream rising to the top.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's like, okay, if this guy is playing this song, say 100 times a year in public, it has to work. If I played it once and it didn't work, I wouldn't play it again.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. So the DJ still sees firsthand which one pops and which one doesn't.
So there's some areas where a DJ can still be a tastemaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not a gatekeeper because like shit's still gonna get through.
Right. Because at the same time, it's like, who are you to say my music's not good enough to be played?
Exactly. And I'm not, because if you don't like what I'm playing, you can put on your noise canceling headphones in a club and not hear anything I'm playing.
Yeah.
And listen to whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Very fair.
So yeah, I think that it's good to I don't know. I don't know if I had a point to this, but I think that there's still like room for people to organically find music.
Yes.
Yeah. I believe that too.
And I think again what the guys you were trying to say is like it's not like how it was before. Like Trent Radio does something special. We get the opportunity to showcase a lot of local independent artists.
Right.
You're not going to get that on what station's on now? Like, I don't know. 90.5 don't even I don't know what the hell that is anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand what's going on with that type of radio. But what I can appreciate is what we have the opportunity to do. And it would be really awesome if more radio stations like this, I know it's university based, but because of how we go about it, I don't like single it out to be university based. I'm
Right.
in my
It's
eyes,
radio.
like, this is for everyone, all
Yeah.
over. You can
Yep.
catch it anywhere. It doesn't
Yep.
have to be just university based. In my head, if my song is played on this station, I'm a happy lady.
Yeah, for sure.
This shit's
For sure.
awesome.
Because you still get that kind of, yeah, right.
Yeah.
You hear your music on, like you're sitting in your car and you're on a FM radio station and you hear your song play. Like that doesn't happen.
That doesn't
anymore.
happen to a lot of people. That doesn't happen for a lot of people.
A lot of
A
people.
lot of people.
And then, like, I feel like that's sad. Like,
It is.
you want to have that opportunity to hear your song played on radio.
Yep.
And you guys are giving a space for these guys to play their, you know, like,
Yeah.
you might have to drive out to Orono here, but that's okay. But whatever, you know what I mean? Take a drive out to Orono. You can hear your fucking song.
I mean,
playing.
you could cheat it too. You could tune in on the website
Yeah.
and then put a radio on 92.7 and just turn the volume off.
Right.
There's that too.
Yeah, right.
Run it up.
But
I remember, like,
I download the app on TuneIn Radio, and I can get, instead of having to running to a
TuneIn
vehicle
Radio.
and trying to get into an area where I'm going to get the signal, I don't
Yeah.
have time for that. So I just downloaded TuneIn Radio and searched out CFFF. Voila, and then
There it
10
is.
o'clock, tune in. There you are.
And then stream it and get it wherever you want.
There you go. Step-by-step guide right there.
Radio.ca, hit listen live. So many ways you can listen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
if
but
we're
I
on too
remember-
late,
I
'cause, like,
remember,
I'll be honest, a lot of times when we air, I'm already in bed.
Me too.
So that's
Too
where
late, man.
that's
10
where
o'clock's
the
too
YouTube
late.
video the next day comes in handy.
Yeah.
I remember when, I think it was Black August. They had in with DJ Slam. It was DJ Slam, and he does the 88.1
Okay, yeah.
in
Yeah.
Toronto. And like, I used to listen to 88.1 way back in the day, because that's where all the old school shit. It was late at night. And it was like, you know, after midnight.
And
And
89.5.
then
89.5,
these
all
guys
the
are
massive
swearing.
bands.
These guys are swearing on the FM radio. These guys are doing allowed to play swear words.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, this is sick. And then me and Dwayne, like the homies, would sit in the car and just listen to new shit that came out. But
And yeah, like back in those days, like, so I started doing this in 98. And in the beginning, people would come by the radio station just like, because we had speakers outside playing it like on the street corner.
Yeah.
And during the summer, like it's nice outside and people are walking by. Oh, can I kick a free? Sure, come on in. People would phone in and listen on the phone and try to freestyle. Like it was like very different vibe than now. You know what I mean?
but maybe that stuff still is happening. I'm just well outside the scene to know it's still happening.
It's not, because we record an internet call, we add the songs afterwards, we upload the file.
Right.
There's no way that you can capture the same liveness of it, right?
Same feeling, yeah.
I wish we could. It would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, even if we were there, like people aren't interested the same way that they were.
Yeah.
True.
Man.
I know.
You know, there's
Times.
guys like us that are, you know, nostalgic for it, see a purpose for it, because obviously people do still listen.
Yeah.
But it's niche, so it's like the people that you want to hear your stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of people that are accidentally tuning in, but the people that do tune in are like, oh, like I could listen to 2 hours of Stay Cool and these guys talk.
Yeah.
/ listen to their music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So-
let me put it to you this way. My mother in Nova Scotia listens to the show.
Hey, Mama
So-
Blake.
Hey, Mama.
What's up, mama?
And she'll have her comments here and there. Well, how come you would have to swear so much? And all
Yeah.
You know what, though, Nat? You're a potty mouth some weeks. I listen back and I'm like, we should edit this more. Natalie's kind of a trucker here.
I don't know what you want me to say.
I can't speak without swearing. I'm sorry.
It's the East Coast. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, right. She's East Coast. She should
It's
know.
a slow seasoning on the speech. That's all.
Oh my god. Jason always likes to bait me out, but whatever.
That's funny.
We have that relationship.
So Natalie usually asks a question. She usually will ask for 3 or 4 tracks for you to suggest. I have a bigger assignment for you this time.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So I'm gonna guess we have somewhere around an hour and a half
Hour
to
15 maybe?
yeah, maybe an hour. Let's say an hour and 15.
Okay.
If you can send me an hour and 15-ish minutes of your favorite tracks that you guys have worked on over your whole
okay.
career, and we'll
Gonna be
fill the
hard.
rest of the show with
That's a
that.
hard task.
I actually have.
Oh, he's ready.
There might be a
There might be a
playlist,
Spotify
playlist already made with everything that we've done. Hold on.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we should plug that. in so that we can look that up as well.
And it's mostly up to date, and it's a lot of Zays.
That's true.
It's mostly up to date, except for
Because a lot of that stuff got
except for
taken
Kyle
down.
stuff, except for Nico stuff. Yeah.
So a lot of the Black August stuff got taken down,
Yeah.
and I don't know. There used to be a lot of more stuff online, but it might be a bit difficult to find it online nowadays. Remember
Oh,
Dat
we got a
Piff? We used to
couple.
have all of our stuff on Dat
Oh
Piff.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Dat Piff.
You remember that?
Yeah, I have a lot of files still in my computer that have bracket Dat Piff exclusives,
Yeah, bro.
and I
The
play
White
those at
Owl.
DJ gigs still, like all the time. There's some good shit that only came out on Dat Piff.
Yeah.
And it's no longer, so we lost a bunch of stuff that was
That's
on
how we
there.
got like the Carters
Yeah.
and the like dedication mixtapes.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we got a hold of those back in the day. So yeah.
But yeah, okay, an hour.
And
I mean, I could probably like collect songs and send them to you.
Yeah, that works, and it doesn't have to be right away because we've got a
A
few.
lot of the stuff will be unreleased, but I'm cool with that.
oh,
Well, we don't have to fill the whole thing either. Just like we want to put as much of your stuff to
Okay.
promote the rest
That's
of the.
dope. I like that. I
Yeah.
love that idea, man.
absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Because you make such good music. There's no sense in like us.
Can I do like a whole Stay Cool based run, like track list? So
Yeah, I can basically I'll just update this list and send it right to you.
Yeah, that works.
That works.
there you go. Boom. Easy.
Boom.
Next assignment.
So my question, I know we're wrapping up just now. So it's not just hip hop that you guys deal with. Like a soul singer could walk in and be like,
Yep.
I've got this kind of vibe. Let me explain it to you. Make me something. You guys are
Yes.
open to something like that too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Open
I'm
to
always
suggestion,
open to any type of music that you bring me. Oh, hold on. We gotta knock at the door. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Empty clips. Watch, it's gonna be him.
It's probably
$5. I get it if it's him. $5. Okay.
the stuff we've worked with. It's been a lot. It's been mostly hip hop. It's a bit of alternative rock. A couple R&B singers. I like making R&B beats. I love making R&B beats and just kind of vibing out by myself in the studio, smoke something, and you know what I mean.
Yep.
Turn the light color to something different and just vibe out and make something smooth.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't been able to work with an R&B artist
Oh,
that closely, so I'd like to do that.
interesting. So
Yeah.
what if an artist had a beat that they were working with that wasn't produced by you guys, but was looking for extra help with it, with the permission of the original producer, of course. Are you guys open to something like that?
Yeah. Clips is here. You were right.
Yeah, there he is.
$5. $5.
Oh shit! There you go.
Yeah. No. Some of the stuff on like Skin LeVay's Nico's album was stuff he just found on the internet, and we tried to remake a couple of them, and just couldn't find the vibe, so we just ended up just using them. But the only issue with that is having an MP3 that you can only do so much with, right? Versus our beats, we have full control. So it's like, come use ours. Right? I can add stuff. I can take it out. I can make it shorter, longer. I can manipulate it however I want because it's mine. With stem splitters, you can separate some stuff, but
it's not always clean.
It's not always clean. Some of them aren't as good as others, and it's just harder to work with in general.
Okay.
But yeah, we have.
Are we still talking about like bringing in music? Sorry, I just had to step out there for a second. Still on the same topic?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
What are you laughing at me, Natalie? What are you laughing at? I'm sorry.
Using other people's beats and like elaborating on other
people's
beats.
Yeah. Always down for that, man. Mm-hmm. Always down to collab. Never say no. Never say no to a feature. Never say no to work with somebody else, man.
Right on.
And I have a rule too as a performer. Never watch something when you can be on stage. So if someone's giving you an opportunity to be on stage, don't do anything else. Don't be a spectator. Don't watch the Super Bowl. Don't go to some other concert. If someone's giving you an opportunity to be on stage, be on stage.
Be on stage.
For sure. I 100% agree.
Be seen as much as possible, yeah.
That's how you gain fans. That's how you gain people to gain a following, right? There's been a lot of opportunities that we've been out there. And there's been a lot of opportunities out there that we have taken. Like, just even though we knew it was going to be, it's going to be flop. I'll go do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, doesn't matter. Like, yeah, we'll go and do our thing. Let's go do our thing. This is the whole reason why we're doing all this stuff, is to go out there and show people what we can do.
At the same time, we've had a lot of opportunities that we thought were going to be way bigger for us that didn't turn out to be anything.
Yep.
Like opening for Classified, actually getting to have a conversation with them.
Ooh.
And being like, listen to our shit. Maybe, you didn't even want to take our shit. So, but we had the conversation with them,
Yep.
See, lucky for me, I went to see Classified. I've seen him many times, but the last time I saw Classified, Jordan was his opener, the singer.
Yeah.
I remember him.
And he saw that my daughters and I were in the audience, and his girlfriend invited us backstage afterwards, and they did like a whole dance routine together. Classified walked by and was like, but Jordan was cool.
Yeah. Like, for the most part, like a lot of we've had a lot of opportunities to go and do big shows like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've opened up for a lot of big artists. Yeah. Like I'm saying we're rappers, but like
on stage, but
the guys that we run with, like Clips and Mickey and Eddie, and like all those guys, Zays and PJ for sure.
Yeah.
So Zays, I knew of Zays long before I even moved to Oshawa. I shouldn't say long before. Months before I moved to Oshawa.
He was an Ajax kid for a while, I'm pretty sure.
So the first time I saw Zays was in Toronto in 2009, and he opened for Naughty by Nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I lived in Toronto at the time, so I had no connection to Durham's music scene at all. But I remember seeing him open for Naughty by Nature, and then like obviously it was him, and then PJ after him, and then Naughty by Nature. But
Zays was one of the first guys outside of our camp that was getting our beats. So you probably heard our beats back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think they did the Busta Rhymes show that summer too.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what was that?
I think they did the Busta Rhymes show that summer too, and I went to see that.
Yes.
Those guys have done a lot of big name shows, which was dope. But
so remember offline after all this, we really need to sit down and have that conversation about your protecting your intellectual property and stuff.
Yes,
remember that convo we had with Hugo? We got to have that with you guys too, because your songs, the music that you create. There's this TV show that came out 6 months ago, I think, called The Office Movers.
Yeah.
I watched that. It's hilarious. I
love that show. It's so good.
But
I watch a lot of their content.
The music that they're playing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That could be
all stuff.
But if you're not protected, anybody can come and teeth your stuff. and throw it on there and take credit for it.
Yeah.
That's not something I would want for you guys at all. That's not all that hard
Yeah.
work. No. If you're gonna go down the right path, which you are, add that little piece to it, because then you're opening up your doors to so much more.
100%.
So much more.
Yeah, that's a very big avenue I'd love to get into. Yeah, for sure. To get into any like Canadian content,
kind of placements like
film
that.
and television, music behind film and television, and television. I'd love to get into that 100%.
Like
so yes,
there's a movie coming out.
Conversation about that.
Yeah, you really gotta. Yeah, there's a movie coming out called Morningside, something like that. And I kind of looked out because I used to
yesterday.
You watched the trailer for that, right? I checked out because I used to live Morningside and Old Finch, so I was like, why are we doing that?
Morningside and Lawrence.
I lived at Morningside and Old Finch too, but I didn't know Natalie.
Yeah, that was really weird.
We met 10 years later after we both lived there.
It was really weird. Really weird. But again, like you have movies like that, totally local.
Yeah.
So like that's what I mean. And then on top of that, the artists that you have attached to your catalog. Yes, it's their catalog, but it's your music. That's a whole other beast in itself. So there's so much that you guys can. I know you're not in it for the money. You're in it because you're passionate, and I can see that, and I can appreciate that. But at the same time,
there's money to be
from
made.
the business aspect of it.
Exactly. Like I said before, it's like okay, we've done that now.
Yeah.
So what's the next step to kind of progress Stay Kool Productions as a music making duo?
Yes.
And as a production company,
yes.
Right? Like what can we do? Right? And that's what we kind of dive into the next couple of months for sure.
Yeah, I feel excited for you guys. I'm
excited too. Like the music these guys are coming out with, like I was saying earlier, like wait till you hear empty stuff. It's crazy. It's some of the best work that we have ever put out. So
we're gonna have to send you that separately.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to send you some stuff out like offline, you know.
Yes, of course.
Or you can, I know you're right down the street. You can come by anytime, and we'll bump some stuff. Anytime you guys want to come by.
Excellent, yeah.
Including you, Zach. Anytime you want to come by, buddy. I want to hear. Where can I find your stuff, Zach?
Everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. Anywhere you listen to music. Just my name, Zach Weston. ZACKWESTON, Zach Weston.
All right, wicked.
Hell yeah.
Now, man. See you, Dwayne, over there. Dwayne's already gonna let me know what's going on. I'm gonna bump some shit.
Hell yeah.
And if you listen to the song Sunday Morning, I made that beat.
You did. He did make that beat. That song's actually getting a re-release with a video this year. I'm excited. But I do a lot of like boom bap rap type stuff. So I think it'd be good to connect with you guys anyway.
For sure. We'll definitely get the socials popping. Yeah. Are you in Oshawa too, or
Lindsay? But I'm in Oshawa pretty frequently. I go to Jason's house quite a bit.
All right, wicked, man. Cool. Hell yeah. So you collab. That's what you do right there. Boom.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Cool. And I'm coming for you, Mr. Henry, because if you're Mr. Soul Man, we're going to have to do something.
Mr. Soul Man?
Oh yeah. So I was telling how I love making R&B beats, but we have no R&B artists to work with.
That's true.
Yeah,
singers are very.
Did you know Natalie is an R&B artist who has her own songs, but she's on a track that's coming out next month. She sings the hook on a song for Sick a Dime and MC8. G.
MC8? No way. That's sick. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Pretty smooth. I'm liking it. It was a lot of fun to do it.
I'll definitely keep my ear to the ground on that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good promo up here. Let's go. Show the crew love.
Yeah, man. Well, like I said, we want to respect your time and everything. We keep you for the whole 2 hours, but then we're not going to get that list of music to play. That defeats the purpose.
It's been a great conversation. We can keep going, but we got to cut it off at some point. I get it.
So why don't you tell everybody who's listening where they can follow you, how they can follow you, how to find you, and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm Deviate the Swerve God on Instagram. We are Stay Kool Studio on Instagram and everything else. Ryan Stay Kool White.
Yep. Ryan Stay Kool White on all platforms. It's all one word. Ryan Stay Kool White. Follow me.
Yeah.
And eventually we'll have our website up. So once we get that going, we'll replug. How about that?
Perfect.
But Ryan Stay Kool White on all platforms. You can follow me there. Yeah.
Perfect. That's wonderful. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. And until next week, stay cool.
Hey,
stay cool.
Stay cool.
Let's go.
Have fun.
Have fun. Stay fit and have fun.
Canadian classics, man. Come on, man. I love
That's
it.
my usual
Bye,
ending.
everyone.